To me, all of you get my voice and screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice and screen. Those are attending in online. Am I audible? Please confirm to me, guys. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice and screen. Those are attending in online. Am I audible? Right, sir. Okay. All right. Thank you. Guys, can you check it what we completed there in the last session? I think so. We are discussing about Hibernate. In Hibernate, just we started introduction part here. In that introduction part, what we understood the content here. Right, sir. Enterprise application we started. Enterprise is a software enterprise application is a software application. It will be designed for an enterprise in order to simplify their internal business processing. To prepare enterprise applications, 3 layers here we have to provide mainly. What are the 3 layers here? First one is what? Presentation layer, business processing layer, data storage and access layer, or persistence layer. Okay. Presentation layer, business processing layer, persistence layer. That what we are getting clear. Okay, fine. So next one is after this, after completion of this, another content is like what there, what I'm telling to you. Diagram here I have given about this all the layers here. Then after that here we started with what there presentation layer that we provided. In that presentation layer, what we understood there, what is the main purpose of the presentation layer? What is the main purpose of the presentation layer? It is an entry point for the right, sir. The main purpose of the presentation layer is it is an entry point for the users in order to access the application. Okay, this is one point. It's in like what there, what I'm telling to you. It is an entry point for the users in order to access the application. Next one is to improve look and feel. To improve what there? To improve look and feel to the applications, we are going to use what there? User interface. Without having user interface, we are unable to get like what there? Look and feel. Next one is after this, after completion of this. Another point here we are understanding there. After this, alright, sir. It will get the data from the users in order to submit the data to the server side application. To provide different types of requests like get, post, head, and so on from client to the server, here what we required here, we need user interface. To define the client side data validations in the form of JavaScript functions, there we have to use what their presentation layer. Understand it clearly. After that, after completion of this content here, another thing is like what there. To prepare the presentation layer in enterprise applications, we have to use the separate logic. That separate logic is called like what there. That separate logic here is called as like what there. Presentation logic. To prepare the presentation logic in enterprise applications, we have to use the web technologies like what? HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, and so on. These many things here we are able to use. This is exactly the meaning of like what there. This is the meaning of enterprise applications here we are getting clearly. Everybody understand this point clearly? What I am telling now? Alright, sir. Then after this, after completion of this point here, what next one here we have to do? Business processing layer. Business layer here we have to understand. The main purpose of this layer is to define and execute all the business rules and regulations which are required by the clients. Okay. To prepare the business layer in the enterprise applications, we have to use a separate logic called business logic. To prepare business logic, we will use the components like servlets, DAOs, Java beans, EJB session beans, and so on. After this, after completion of this, the next one is like what there, what I'm telling you know, persistence logic. What exactly the persistence logic here we are using there? Alright, sir. Now the persistence logic will be very clear. The main purpose of the persistence layer is to interact with the database in order to perform the database operations from the enterprise applications. To prepare the persistence layer in enterprise applications, we will use a separate logic called what there? Persistence logic. To prepare the persistence logic in enterprise applications, we will use a set of technologies and tools like JDBC, EJBs, NDDBs, JPA, OpenJPA, and so on. These are overall the concepts here what we are having. Next one is what there we started with what? Data persistence. We started what? The data persistence. What is the meaning of this data persistence actually? Representing data permanently in the databases is called as what? Data persistence. Representing data in the databases permanently is called what? Data persistence. To achieve data persistence, we will perform a set of operations called persistence operations. In a data persistence technologies, we will perform the data persistence operations in the form of CRUD operations. What are these CRUD operations actually? C is what there, create or insert. R is what there, read or retrieve. U is what there, update. D is what there, delete. Right, sir. In the enterprise applications, to perform the persistence operations, we will use a set of technologies called persistence technologies. To perform data persistence with respect to the Java applications, we will use the following persistence mechanisms. What are the various mechanisms here we are going to use to perform this persistence? First one is serialization and deserialization. Next one is what their JDBC. Next one is what their ORM. Under this ORM, so many tools are available. What are the various tools here we are having there? EJBs, NTDBs, Hibernate, JPA, and so on. These many things are existed clearly. So up to now we completed in the last class. Now today we are going to understand like what there. Today now we are going to understand the point like what there. Data persistence. Data persistence. Data persistence. Data persistence through serialization and deserialization. Serialization and deserialization. Data persistence through what there? Serialization and deserialization. Let us understand this point clearly. Alright, sir. Guys, just give a minute of time. Right, sir. Data persistence through serialization and deserialization. What exactly this data persistency inside the serialization deserialization? Before going to understand it, what is serialization and deserialization? What is this serialization and deserialization? Observe carefully. First of all, understand it. What is serialization? Serialization, the process of separating data from an object. The process of separating data from an object is called serialization. Of course, after separating the data, we can send the data to any location, maybe to a database or maybe to in the network or maybe to any location we can send the data. But first of all, the process of separating data from an object is called serialization. The process of separating data from an object is called as what there? Serialization. Fine. What is this deserialization actually? What is the meaning of deserialization? The process of reconstructing an object. The process of reconstructing an object on the basis of the data is called deserialization. Guys, now once again now confirm to me, what is the meaning of serialization? What is the meaning of deserialization? If you observe this, The process of separating data from an object is called serialization. Deserialization is what? The process of reconstructing an object on the basis of the data is called deserialization. Right, sir. This is exactly the point here I'm telling you about this serialization and deserialization. Okay, fine. But how we are going to perform this serialization and deserialization actually? Where it is required actually? Where we are going to perform this serialization? In general, in enterprise applications, in general, in distributed applications, especially I'm telling that distributed applications, it is a frequent requirement. It's a frequent requirement to send an object from one mission to another mission. From one mission to another mission. Right, sir. What is this one mission actually? What is this one mission? What is this another mission here? Of course, local mission and a remote mission, or maybe remote mission or local mission. Understand it clearly? Okay. In general, in a distributed application, it is a frequent requirement to send an object from one mission to another mission. Where to send an object from one mission to another mission, we have to separate the data from an object at the sender mission. We have to separate the data from an object at the sender mission. Understand, guys, what I'm telling here? We have to separate the data from an object at the sender mission, comma, we have to send the separated data to the remote mission, or maybe another mission through the network. At the receiver mission, we have to reconstruct an object on the basis of data. Alright, now this is exactly the meaning of what the distributed applications. In the distributed applications, it is very frequent requirement to send an object from one mission to another mission. At the time of sending an object from one mission to another mission, object we are unable to send. Why? Because object is a memory block. There, what we have to do, we have to separate the data from an object. That separated data we have to send to the other mission through the network. If you want to send data through the network, first of all, the data must be separated from the object. Why? Because object is not possible to send. Okay, fine. Network is able to carry the data to the other mission. At other mission, automatically data will be taken. On the basis of the data, object will be redesigned. That the redesigned object is going to be utilized as per their application requirements. Right, sir. This is exactly the meaning of the distributed applications. But my point is what? In a distributed applications, we will serialize the data. We will serialize an object. We will send the serialized data to the distributed applications. Sorry, distributed application in the sense we will serialize data to the remote mission. That's okay. Where there is a remote mission to send the data. So because of that reason, we will serialize an object and we will send the serialized data to the remote mission. That's okay. This is in where distributed applications. But what about local? That means what about the standalone applications? No, in standalone applications, if we want to perform this serialization, where we have to send the data actually? In standalone applications, where we are going to send the data? Right, sir. Now, in standalone applications, If we want to perform serialization over an object, then we have to perform serialization. We have to perform serialization and we have to send the serialized data to a text file, to a file, to a normal flat file, to a file. We have to send the data to what there? To a normal file here. Understand it clearly. In standalone applications, if we want to perform serialization over an object, then we have to perform serialization and we have to send the serialized data to a flat file. So there we have to use what their file system. The serialization inside the standalone application requires file system. Okay, sir. This is actually the content here, what I'm giving there. It's okay, fine. But I have a question now. What is my question here? How we are able to perform the serialization and deserialization over an object? How it is possible to perform serialization, deserialization over an object? Observe carefully. To perform serialization and deserialization, Java has provided the following byte-oriented streams. To perform serialization and deserialization, Java has provided the following byte-oriented streams. What are the byte-oriented streams which are provided by Java? No? Object output stream, object input stream. First one is what there? Object output stream. Next one is what there? Object input stream. Object output stream is for serialization. Object input stream is for what there? Deserialization. Right, sir. Let's understand what exactly the steps here we are going to follow to perform serialization and deserialization. What steps here we are having? Now let's understand this clearly. Okay. Observe carefully. Steps to perform serialization. Guys, observe carefully. I'm going to prepare a diagram. To the diagram here, I'm going to provide the content. Try to understand it clearly. For example, this is a Java application. This is Java application. Now in my Java application, I need to take an object. This is that object here I'm taking now. This object is like what there? Employee object here I'm going to take. Employee. Now inside this I want to provide like what there? ENO is equal to 111. Ename is equal to AAA. ESL is equal to 5000. EADR is equal to Hyderabad. Observe carefully, I've taken some data. Fine. For example, I will take a text file here. I'll take what there? A text file. To this text file, a text file or whatever it may be, any file that doesn't matter for us. Now I want to take it is like what there? emp.txt, for example. To this text file here, I have to send my data. That employee data have to be sent to this particular one. Then how it is possible? How it is possible? Through serialization only, we are able to perform, we are able to send the data, that employee object to the text file. Through what their serialization only. Then how? Observe carefully. If we want to perform serialization, first of all, this object must get eligibility. This object must get what their eligibility to perform what their serialization. To perform serialization, this object must get what their eligibility. How this object is able to get eligibility? How it is possible there? This employee class must implement serializable marker interface. When employee class is implementing serializable marker interface, then only it is getting eligibility. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? Everybody understand the point clearly? What I am telling to you know? Here the point like what I am telling to you. Everybody understand it? Now here, how we are able to get this eligibility here? Understand here? When this particular object is implementing serializable interface, java.io. Serializable interface, then only that object is getting eligibility. This is point number one here we have to perform. Right, sir. Create a serializable class object. Create a serializable class and its object. Here the point here what I am telling to you. In Java, by default, all objects are not eligible for serialization and deserialization. Only the objects whose classes are implementing serializable marker interface are eligible. Right, sir. Everybody understand it clearly? Only the objects whose classes are implementing serializable marker interface are eligible for serialization. Okay. Right, sir. Example code here what I am telling now. Class employee implements serializable. Some data here we are providing. Right, sir. Understand it clearly. Some implementation here we are providing. Okay. Now the second one. What is that second step here? Observe carefully. First of all, assume we are serializing the data. Data is separated from this object. Okay. When data is separated from this object, we have to send that separated data to the text file. Tell me, how it is possible to send data to a particular target file, to a particular text file? How it is possible to send data to a particular text file? How it is possible to send data to a particular text file? How it is possible, sir? Any chances are available? By using file output to stream. By using what stream there? File output to stream. By using what? File output to stream. Right, let me take it. Assume it already we have the data, serialized data. Serialization is completed, data is available. So I have to send this data. To send this data to a particular target file, there we have to use like what there, by using what there? File output to stream. One output stream is required. This is especially file output stream. Okay, fine. So we need to create like what the file output stream with the target file location. Point number 2, create a file output stream with the target file. File output stream FOS is equal to new file output stream of abc dot, that means emp dot txt. That's okay. That we created. Next one is what? After this, create an object output stream with the file output stream. Create what the object output stream. How we are going to create object output stream? Right, so now this is like what there object output stream here I'm creating. Okay, object output stream. Right, sir. Then after creating this object output stream, how we are able to create this object output stream here? Observe carefully. This I'm telling their file output stream. This I'm telling like what their object output stream. Okay. Create object output stream with the file output stream. Object output stream OS is equal to new object output stream of FOS. Right, sir. Next one after this. Other one is like what there after understanding this. In the diagram here I'm telling to you. The remaining part is we have to write this employee object to do object output stream. Just write employee object to object output stream. Now here what we have to do, as this employee object is coming to the this particular one where data is available. ENY is equal to 111, name is equal to AAA, Israel is equal to 5000, EADDR is equal to Hyderabad. Data is available like this as it is. When data is available like this, what next one here? Object output stream will perform the real serialization. Object output stream will perform the real serialization. So how it is performing there? Internally it will perform the serialization, then it will get the data from the object output stream. ENY is equal to 111, name is equal to AAA, ECL is equal to 5000, EADDR is equal to Hyderabad. When data is provided, when data is separated from object to, automatically the data will be submitted to file output stream. In file output stream, the data will be processed like this in this way. The data is available like this. When data is coming like this, automatically the data will be submitted to the text file. Whatever the data here we are going to provide it, the data will be available in the form of text file. Now observe carefully what data here we are able to get here. ENY is equal to 111, ENM is equal to AAA, ESL is equal to 5000, EADR is equal to Hyderabad. This is the data here what we are getting. So up to now what we completed here, serialization will be performed. Up to now here what we completed here, just a serialization is we performed. Total serialization here we completed. Okay, fine. Right, sir. Now understand it clearly in the document here. Write a serializable object to the object output stream. Write a serializable object to the object output stream. OS dot write object of EMP1. I think now here we have not created employee object. Employee EMP1 is equal to new employee object that we have not created. Now here we provided like what we performed. With these steps, with the above steps, serialization will be performed and the serialized data will be sent to the emp.txt file and send the serialized data, send it to the serialized data to the emp.txt file. That's it, guys. Now this is about like what their serialization. Everybody understand my point clearly. With this serialization part is completed. Okay. But how we are able to perform deserialization here? How it is possible to perform deserialization here? Right, sir? How we are performing deserialization? Guys, just give a minute of time. What happened? Suraj, is it really? Suraj, Rathod. Guys, then please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice clearly. Are you getting any other voice? Guys, please all of you check it. Any other voice you are getting? Along with my voice, are you getting any other voice? Any other person is speaking? Yeah, no other person's voice, right? Yeah. Rather, then please check from your side here. From my side, it's okay. Yeah, I'm seeing. Yeah, Wigglesworth. I'm seeing everybody messages now. Yeah, everybody, they're not getting it. Only my voice only. Please check from your side, Source. Okay, fine. All right, sir. Now here, everything is fine. That's nice. Good. Thank you. Moses, thank you. Thanks a lot. So finally, with all the above steps, what we are able to perform this serialization here, we are performing. That's okay. Now what I completed here, have to know. All right, then what we completed here, steps to perform serialization here, we completed. All right, steps to perform serialization is also completed. Next one is what there after this, steps to perform deserialization. Now here we have to understand. Steps to perform deserialization. The next one is what the steps to perform deserialization. How, sir? How we are able to perform serialization here and how we are able to perform deserialization here. Alright, first of all, let us check this clearly. Step number 1. In the diagram here, I'm going to show this, observe carefully. Now the data, serialized data is available. I want to reconstruct an object in Java application on the base of this data. I have to reconstruct an object on the base of this data. That is my requirement. How it is possible here? How it is possible? Understand it clearly. First of all, we have to create. First of all, we have to create file input to stream object here. We have to create. Why? Because we are getting data from the text file. We are trying to get the data from what the text file, FIS, file input stream. When we created this file input stream with the text file, automatically whatever the data which is available in text file, automatically the total data will come to the file input stream. The total data will come to what their file input stream. Observe carefully. There we are able to get data like this. Here we are getting data. That's nice. When data is available, now to perform this deserialization, here I have to create object input to stream. What I have to create there? Object input to stream. Object input to stream. Voice. Whenever we created this object input stream, automatically data will be taken from file input stream. As is the data is available here, ENO is equal to 111, ename is equal to AAA, ECL is equal to 5000, EADR is equal to Hyderabad. Data here we are getting. Then after this, on the basis of this data, object input stream will reconstruct an object. Object input stream will reconstruct an object. On the basis of this data, object input stream will reconstruct an object where the data is available here. Now here we can provide ENO is equal to 111, ename is equal to AAA, ECL is equal to 5000, EADR is equal to Hyderabad. Right, sir. Now from this, I want to read an object. Now here, let me read this object from the object input stream. Now here, we are able to get object here. We are able to get from this here. We are able to get the same data. ENO is equal to 111. Ename is equal to AAA. ESAL is equal to something else like what there. 5000 EADDR is equal to like what the HIBERNATE. The data here we are getting. Now here we are able to provide this is like what the EMP2. Right, sir. EMP2 is available. Now try to understand it clearly. After that, here we are providing like what there object output stream dot write object of EMP1. Now this is like what there employee EMP2 is equal to OIS dot read object semicolon like this. Here we are getting it. Now this is like what the deserialization. Okay. Now in the steps here we are not performing there. First of all, what we will do now, create a file input stream. FIS is equal to new file input stream of emp.txt. Okay. Number 2, create object input stream with the file input stream. Okay. Object input stream OIS is equal to new object input stream of FIS. Next one is after creating this, then what next one here we have to do then read object, read a deserialized object from the object input stream. Okay. Now here what we are doing there, employee emp2 is equal to read object. There inside the bracket here we have to provide like what there employee. We are getting it. That's it. Whenever we are getting this read object, no, then automatically deserialization will be performed again. This is overall the content here what we provided clearly. Got it clearly now? Right, sir. The diagram here what we provided, the diagram here we are going to understand clearly. Copy this. This total process here. Guys, now observe carefully. What is the heading here we provided here? Now tell me. Data persistence through serialization and deserialization. Am I right or not? The topic is what there? Data persistence through serialization and deserialization. That is the topic. Okay. Here we provided data persistence through serialization, deserialization. The total serialization and deserialization mechanisms here we understood. Everything is fine. Steps to perform serialization, steps to perform deserialization. In the diagram, everything I provided. But here my question is, how does the data persistence is achieved through serialization and deserialization, guys? Now tell me. How does the data persistence is achieved through serialization and deserialization? Now tell me. Come on. How does that serialization, deserialization achieves data persistence and data persistence here? Right. Now the answer is what there? Everybody understand it clearly. In the above, data persistence mechanism, we are able to achieve data persistence by storing the data. That is what there, serialized data in a flat file. In a flat file, we stored we stored data persistence data in a flat file. Understand it clearly. The flat file here we have used. Got my point or not? Here what we have used there, just flat file here we have used. In the above data persistence mechanism, we are able to achieve data persistence by storing the data in a flat file, where the flat file is a permanent storage. It stores the data permanently. It represents the data permanently. Sir, all of you get my point or not? It stores the data permanently. It represents the data permanently. Guys, all of you get my point or not? This is exactly the point I'm telling to you about this data persistency. In the case of serialization and deserialization. In the case of serialization, deserialization, how the data persistency here we are able to achieve there. This is exactly the point here I'm telling to you. Got it? What I'm telling there. Guys, once again, please respond to me, all of you know. All of you get my point here clearly. How the data persistence is achieved through serialization and deserialization. That's the question here. Got it? Okay. Right. This is what we completed. The content here. Next one is what? Then I have question. One more question here I'm getting. What is that question here I'm getting, sir? Now observe carefully. Good. Already we have serialization and deserialization data persistence mechanism. Already here we are having data persistence and data. That means already we had what we have there. Already we have the serialization and deserialization for data persistence. Then what is the requirement to go for? What is the need to go for another persistence mechanism? What is the requirement to go for other persistence mechanism? That means JDBC, simply speaking. What is the requirement to go for JDBC? That's my question. Tell me guys, what is the requirement to go for JDBC? Already we have data persistence mechanism here. Then what is the requirement to go for JDBC as a persistence mechanism? Now tell me. Come on. Means that some drawbacks are available with serialization and deserialization. Am I right or not? Some drawbacks are available with serialization and deserialization. To overcome that drawbacks only, to overcome the drawbacks and to achieve data persistency in more effective manner, we have to use the next level data persistence mechanism, that is JDBC. Means that some drawbacks are available here. Some drawbacks are available with the serialization and deserialization. To overcome these drawbacks only, there we have to go for like what there we have to go with what there JDBC. But now here we need to understand what drawbacks are available. What are the various drawbacks are available with the serialization and deserialization? That point here we have to understand. Clear? What drawbacks are available, that we have to understand clearly. Come on guys. What drawbacks are available here? Any idea? Right. I'll explain to you clearly. What exactly the drawbacks are available here. Understand it. See this one. Serialization and deserialization. Serialization and deserialization. Yeah, serialization and deserialization. Persistence mechanism is able to provide the following drawbacks. Right. What are the drawbacks? Number one. Point number one. Yeah, people are giving different reasons, guys. Now let me read out all the reasons now. So serialization and deserialization is with the lesser data, that means lesser storage. All right, for large data purpose, we have to go for JDBC. Okay, text file can serialize. Okay, to store data in rows and columns. Okay, data is unstructured. Okay, not supporting large amounts of data. Okay, small amount of data. Okay, these many reasons are okay, but actually we are missing some points here. That points here I'm trying to say to you. Now try to understand it clearly. First of all, listen, all of you listen carefully. The very first difference is what there. Serialization and deserialization data persistence mechanism is highly recommended for the standalone applications. Is highly recommended for the standalone applications, not for the enterprise applications. This is point number one. Right, guys? Next one is other point here. What I'm telling to you, serialization and deserialization data persistence mechanism is supporting only byte oriented data, not other forms of the data, not supporting character data. Just it is supporting only what there byte oriented data only, guys. Get my point or not? It supports only byte oriented data, not character oriented data, not other data. Good, nice. Next one is other point here. Serialization and deserialization data persistence mechanism. Serialization and deserialization data persistence mechanism is providing only create and read operations, read persistence operations, not supporting for update and delete operations. Understand guys what I am asking to you? Tell me what are the persistence operations actually? Previously we discussed it there. In the last class I have discussed with Tell me what exactly the meaning of persistence operations? Persistence operations are what? CRUD operations. CRUD, CRUD operations. Alright, create, read, update and delete. Even in the diagram also what we have seen there, whenever we are having one object, that means serializable object, that serializable object data we are inserting into the database. Database is what their text file. Just we are keeping the data here, that's it. And secondary is what that just we are reading the data. Have you performed any update operation? Have you performed any delete operation here with this? Come on. Have you performed any update operations and delete operations here with this? No. We are not performing any update and delete operations. Maximum we are going to perform with insert and as well as what their insert and as well as like what their delete operation. That means read operations. Only these two. That means create and read operations only, but not update and delete operations. So all the database operations are not performed properly. Right, so serialization, deserialization, data persistence mechanism is providing only create and read persistence operations, not supporting update and delete operations. That's okay, fine. Next one is everybody understand the point here. Another one. Again, the same point here. Serialization and deserialization data persistence mechanism takes lot of Java code to perform the simple database operations like what there create and read. Yeah, understand it clearly. Just given some points here in the diagram, not in the diagram here, in the steps here. If you observe this, to perform serialization, how much code here we provided here? How much data here? How many number of instructions here we provided? Now check it. Like first of all, we have to prepare the serializable classes. Okay, file output stream we have to use, and object output stream here we have to use. Then after the write object. Next one is what there in deserialization. Understand it clearly. Creating file input stream. Next one is what there object input stream. Then after that, what next one here? Read object. This much of library, this much of code here we have to provide. But if it is JDBC, or maybe if it is database operations, for example, guys, if it is database operations, if it is database operations, how many lines of code here we have to write in SQL, if it is SQL, it's a matter of line, it is a matter of writing only one line. That is a select a star from EMP1 or maybe directly insert operation here. That means with a single line, we are able to achieve the content clearly. In a single line, we are able to achieve the content here. Observe carefully. So we are able to achieve the total part in a single line. Got it or not? Okay. Right, sir. So this is exactly the point here I'm getting to clearly. That's point number 3. Not supporting, right? Perfect. not supporting update and delete operations. Like this, so many problems here we are getting there with the serialization and deserialization. To overcome all these problems, we have to go for what there next level data persistence mechanism. To overcome all the above problems, we have to use JDBC persistence mechanism. Right, sir? Data persistence through JDBC. Data persistence through JDBC. Guys, today I given the total serialization, deserialization content. All of you have you got the clarity? Are you getting the points clearly? Are you understanding the points clearly? What I have discussed within today's session? These points are clear to all of you? No response, guys. Why? Because this much of introduction is required, then only we can understand the content. Otherwise you may not understand even the intention of this serialization and deserialization, that intention of this data persistence. Why? Because now Hibernate is a tool, is a ORM tool. We are going to use the tool only to achieve data persistence in enterprise applications. So without knowing data, what is the meaning of data persistence, understanding Hibernate is a waste of time, is a useless clause. So because of the reason, first we have to understand clearly what is the meaning of data persistence. Then after that, how data persistence we are able to achieve through various options. Where what exactly the requirement to go for the final thing, like what there Hibernate. That is our actual journey in the introduction part here. Okay, that's nice, guys. Then can I discuss this part on tomorrow? Can I discuss this part on tomorrow? Data persistence through JDBC. Yeah. Can you give early morning batches or late night batches for Java frameworks? It would be very useful for working professionals. Yeah, it's okay. Moses, even myself also, I'm trying for it. But see, moreover, and this time is the right time, right? This is like late night batch only. Moses, yeah, Moses, from where you are attending these classes? From which country you are attending classes? Okay. No, no. Then already this batch is confirmed. Then already, then all members are already they are attending these classes there. And not only that, guys. Then my schedules are going to be decided maybe almost all 6 months back, 6 months before. 6 months before only these schedules are fixed. Why? Because I have some tight schedules. Continuously, I'm having classes from like what there morning almost at 7 o'clock to, in some situations morning 6 o'clock to up to 10 o'clock. We have classes there. So the schedule is totally tight. Maybe this batch is okay. This batch is already confirmed then. The number of package students are attending these classes then. So not possible to change this timing then. 7:30 is okay. Then already this is 6 to 7:30, 7:30 to 9. These classes are almost all confirmed, almost all 6 months back itself. Yeah, please in the next batches I'll plan as per your requirement. But at present it's okay. Yeah, the point is what 10 p.m. in the sense maybe people may not come for the classes 10 p.m. in the sense too much late night. Yeah, people may not attend the classes now. Very less members may be attended at 10 p.m. in the sense. 6 a.m. is okay, but these batches are decided in the future. I may think about it. In the future, I may plan for it as per the cases. But at present, these are the timings here what I'm following. Okay, right. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, in the future basis, I'll think about it. I'll check for the possibility. But at present, it's okay. Okay. Yeah, guys. Then that's all for today. Then tomorrow we will see the content. Tomorrow we will check for the content, guys. Tomorrow we'll continue the remaining part. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I'll meet you tomorrow.